Travis, welcome officially to IKON Park, mate.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. So I grew up a Carlton supporter, so I remember the area well when I was a kid, but I've actually never been inside the four walls, so it's exciting to be here.
Can we regard this as a happy belated homecoming?
It kind of is a little bit, yeah, back to the roots.
Tell us about your role, mate, and how exactly it's going to work out for you.
Yeah, so I had some discussions with Chris Davies and Bossy in the off-season to talk about, hopefully where I could impact the footy club, and that was kind of in the leadership culture space, and a little bit of performance as well in terms of preparation and how to prepare a week to become the best athlete you possibly can be. And that was sort of the things that I learnt a lot of, especially towards the back end of my career. And I think being captain as well, a bit of leadership stuff that I learned, and the things that I wish I had done differently to now hopefully I can implement here and work closely with the leaders, but also hopefully I can help with the mentoring of the young guys as well and help them be the best athletes they possibly can be, and then in turn help the Carlton Footy Club win games of footy.
Officially got to IKON Park this week. How do you look at the next few weeks pre-Christmas in terms of establishing those relationships with a lot of new faces?
Yeah, so I'm in today for a few days, and then I'll head back to Adelaide, start organising the move to come over here and sort of just get a feel for the place, the new people, how things are run, and sort of a gauge on where the environment's at, and hopefully get an understanding of it and have conversations with the leaders and people around the place to just get a feel for what Carlton Footy Club is and hopefully where I can help and then start officially in the new year.
Obviously wasn't the be all and end all of your decision, but tell us about your relationship with Bossy through your time at Port together.
Me and Bossy's relationship started out rocky. It was shaky. So he was my midfield coach when he first came back to Port, and I remember a conversation we had at the end of his first year, and we basically sat there and said, "Look, mate, I don't understand you much as a coach. Like, we're struggling with this." Is when I was captain, and and to his credit, he went away and just worked on being the best coach he possibly could, and then from there our relationship grew, and we'd have conversations at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night on different things, as a person, as a footballer, and all that kind of stuff. And we became pretty close after that, which was good. And I love the coach he's become, love the person he's become, his philosophies and his attitude to wanting to help others, and also very curious to learn, which is amazing. So it'd be cool to work with him again.
You've come up against Carlton so many times, mate. What has your opinion of the footy club been from the outside looking in, and looking forward to seeing if that's true while you're here?
Well, I've always had a soft spot for Carlton because I was a Carlton supporter, but I think that the one thing that always stood out when we played against Carlton was how competitive and how contested and how hard the game was to play, because you were coming up against that kind of side. So it was always a challenge, and hopefully that will continue. Obviously, there's a lot of new faces, a lot of new coaches within the club, and there's going to be some changes around the game plan, all that kind of stuff. But there was definitely always a soft spot playing against Carlton. You
mentioned on AFL 360 a few months ago that you were more looking at the leadership and culture space rather than the development coaching space, if that option was there. What is it about that makes you really passionate about that area?
Well, I think when you're an athlete and a footballer, you're constantly in this bubble of that's who I am, right? And that's, so I need to work harder as a footballer, I need to train harder, and that's how I get there, and that's how I get better. I think the thing that I started to learn towards the back end of my career is that comes second to the human being first, right? And the more we can understand ourselves as people and sort of work through that then coincides with a better athlete. And that's kind of the space that I want to get into is helping others separate the two, for one, which then allows less pressure when you go out and take the footy field. But then also you become more vulnerable, you get more curious, you start being a better teammate, have better conversations, more critical conversations, all that kind of stuff. So hopefully that's the space that I can help in to then allow those players to become better athletes.
There's been a pretty settled leadership group here at the footy club for quite a while. The ones that come out are Cripps, Wiedering and Walsh. What conversations have you had with them early days, and how much are you looking forward to getting stuck in with them?
Yeah, I spoke to Cripper in particular pretty early before I even chose to come over here, and we've obviously had great battles on the field. We've had great conversations off the field, and I think the conversations that stood out with him was the curiosity and the want to learn and grow, and how can he help the group more? How can he grow? And it was exactly the same with Walshy and Weeders as well. They were just really excited to learn, and new aspects, what new things can we implement, how can we make this group better, and like that's, one of the best traits you can have certainly as a leader is being open to learn and wanting to get better, and that you don't know everything and you're curious about wanting to improve. And I think that was, why I was so excited to come here and after those conversations to, hopefully help in some way.
It's not just those three, of course. Chris Davies mentioned the importance of depth in leadership and depth in numbers. How much of that will be a focus for you?
Yeah, that'll be huge. And I think that's the beauty of working with your emerging leaders, right, is helping them understand their value and where they can step up and where they sit within the group. And that's not only the players that have been here 5, 6, 7 years, but it's like the first and second year players, right, that have come in and then make a massive impact on your group, helping them understand that how valuable they are to the footy club, to the team, to the culture, to the group, and where they can step up as leaders. A leader isn't one certain thing and it's done a certain way. Everyone's got it in them. It's just done in a different way, and that's understanding where it comes from within you. And hopefully I can help get that from those players, and that's throughout the whole group.
How important is it to be individual as a leader, and there's not one blueprint for it?
That's crucial. Like I think you can learn from different leaders. Like I really like how that person does it. Oh, I didn't see it was done like that way, and I really am curious about that. And you can learn from different things. But if you're not leading from authenticity, it's not really as powerful, right? And I think that's the most critical thing is understanding what is true to you and what's powerful for you to then share within the group. And we're in footy clubs, there's every individual is different. Everyone learns different. Everyone speaks in a different way and understands things in a different way. And it's critical to have all those individual people come out within a footy environment.
How refreshing is it walking into a new environment for you? And also you can tell that there's a fresh energy around the place with so many new faces in the playing group and also the coaching staff here.
I love it. Like and I've only known one thing for so long, right? And seen it. I mean, footy clubs are all pretty similar in a way. Like we all train a similar way, but just seeing some different aspects. I mean, I've only been here for a couple of hours and it's the first day, but just seeing the competitive nature of the group is just music to my ears kind of thing, right? Like it's really cool to see. And like one of the hardest traits and things to coach into players is hunger and want to improve. And instantly walking here, you can see that straight away.
You mentioned hunger. You were out there during training. The Sherrans were out. Was there any want to get out there, or were you happy with your decision that you're not out there anymore?
No, it was when the whistle went and they had to run laps. That was the bit. Okay, I'm good now. But and the handball games is also another one where it can be a bit. That's watching. That's okay. I'm glad that I'm retired, but you still want to keep the footy. You still want to get involved, and you still want to help out in some way. And I think just staying fit and staying healthy and wanting to still train in some way. Like there's still a little bit of hunger there. So hopefully I can get involved in some capacity.
And just finally, be remiss of me not to ask, you grew up a Carlton supporter, give us your top 3 Carlton players that you loved watching. Your favourites, not the best, just your favourites.
Why I was a supporter before I got drafted, Cooter was my favourite. There's a photo going around of me and him when I got to train here, when I was with the AIS. I got to train here, which was really cool. So he was probably my favourite. Curdahan would have been up there as well. He was another one. Who else would have been? Fraser Brown was a nice one as well. So they're like some oldies, some classics. They're probably my top 3 that I really enjoyed watching.
And what about the ones that you loved coming up against during your time as a player?
Murph was definitely one. So we went to Ireland together as under 16, so we became pretty good mates then. And he was drafted the year before me, and then we had some good battles over the years, which was fun. Obviously, Juddy was another one when he came here, was a big one. And then Cripper of late, big boy centre bounce was always a challenge. And we used to chat a little bit on the field, but it was good banter. They were always fun battles. So, I think those 3 were good.